creative entrepreneur. I'm also the creative.
The stakeholder advocate peace and protection of indigents' rights at Indigent 3.0 dialogue. On Thursday, June 18, 2026, stakeholder from government institution, civil society organization, traditional institution, and development partner convened at Merit House, Abuja for the one-day Indigent 3.0 dialogue. Theme Peace as a Foundation for Sustainable Development. Speaking at the event,
Nice to meet you.
My name is Sika Nice, and I'm a creative entrepreneur. I'm also the co-convener of this great dialogue. I am also the convener of the Creative Women of the 21st Century.
Can you tell us about
This conference is all about calling stakeholders to come together for the essence of peace. We all know what peace does. When we have peace in an environment, peace brings about progress. So the idea is bringing stakeholders and also creating the opportunity for collaborations. We created community centers and some government officials who all for the purpose of progress, not just for ourselves, but for our nation.
why do you foresee that what is happening currently in Nigeria is going to be happening, and do you intend to provide a solution to the state of the nation?
This is part of why we have dialogues like this, because most of the time, this is not the absence of conflict. It is the ability to come together and build a resolution. Without resolution, we cannot achieve this, and without peace, we cannot have progress. So the reason we come together is so that we can put our heads together. We need unity as a nation. We need to come together. Sometimes we talk about the challenges that we face. It brings us together. So when we come together to talk about dialogue like this, we also put opportunities where every sector can come up with their different areas where they think maybe they're experiencing one conflict or the other. Just for us to come together and put our minds together on how we can make tangible solutions or create tangible solutions that can get us out of the situation which we are in.
Okay, before you go, what is the call, the central call for this conference to us?
The central point, I think it's creating unity, empowerment, and most importantly, sustainability. Because peace is not a one-time thing, it's progressive. It's something because there will always be conflict, there will always be situations, there will always be things, especially when we have a nation as a whole. Situations will always arise, but the continuity of finding solutions to every problem that we experience is actually what creates progress, not ignoring the problem, not becoming nonchalant to the problem, not becoming, some people, like, I'm sorry to say, we actually have a government that is very nonchalant at the current time. They're very nonchalant, non-compliant. It's almost as though we are all by ourselves. And that's why we are having this moment for such a time as this, to call the stakeholders to come together. That it's about time. Let us awake to the season. Let us awake to the time. The time is now. We cannot keep allowing things to go from bad to worse, and from worse to worst. It's about time. Let the government, let them wake up. Let the stakeholders, let them wake up. Let them come together and make the changes that we need. That's why we are here. That we need peace in our country. We need a total resolution in our country. We need this country. We need to hear that there is a president, that there are government officials that really do care for the people. Because stakeholders that like this, they are calling you out, please. Awake to the nation. Listen to the voices of the people. The people need you now. That's why you are there in the office. And every voice, that's why we are speaking here. What we are doing is sharing our voices, because we know how powerful voices can be. If you give a voice, if you lend your voice, things can take a new turn. So please, we ask, we solicit, as solicitors, as stakeholders, that please, as the president, show compassion to the nation. At least say something. Speak to the nation. Calm our hearts. At least say something that can create peace in the hearts of men. That's why we are here. So please, we are soliciting. Let's do this for our nation. That way, we can move progressively to the other side. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Trying to speak to
is actually the foundation of sustainable development. When there is crisis, we cannot have schools going, we cannot even have healthcare, we cannot even speak of infrastructure, there is chaos. So we have to go back to the drawing board to make sure that we look at into ourselves to see how do we stop this? How do we disenfranchise ourselves from having to profit from insecurity? To go to look at what our generation will be remembered for. Were we the ones that decided to just let things slide? Or did we actually rise to the occasion to speak up? To make sure that this dialogue, what we are doing is so important, is so timely, that what we have to do is get a recommendation that these agencies, these parastatals that have come from the Ministry of Information to NAPTIP to National Orientation Agency to National Human Rights Commission, everyone present and on the banner, we also take this message to their various agencies to make sure that this does not end here. This is actually going to be a movement that we cannot stop having these conversations until we have felt a little bit of peace and stability.
Thank you very much.
Your name again?
My name is Ambassador Lucy Arita, Miss Face of Humanity Nigeria 2026 and the founder of PEL Impact Initiative. Thank you so much. In our society today. We began this project as a Peace Day campaign where we went to schools to get advocates of peace building, because we believe that peace is not something that we get in a day. It's having a lot of persons, especially engaging younger minds, the youth, even down to the martial women, to preach the message of peace, to make sure that they are also stakeholders of peace in their own home. So the process of peace building is not in any stakeholder, it is our collective duty. So when we started the Peace Day campaign as at last year, we did not even foresee the